Hi, I'm Barbara Britt. I'm a motivational speaker that comes with you with action steps. I do cultural changes in business, so I'm a consultant. And then I also do professional coaching. Today, what I'm going to talk to you about and what we're going to go over is something a little different, because we taped this beforehand because I realized I wasn't going to get to be live on Tuesday and Thursday. I'm teaching for Military Child in Tampa. But I want to do continuity consistently with you this year, because I believe for our undo list, our backwards calendar, circle of influence, the gratitude, and now the power of moments, it's so important for me to be able to stay in continuity with you constantly. Now, just because I'm not here, I will come back afterwards and I'm going to get on there and I'm going to answer all your questions. As a favor to me, would you give me some hearts? Would you tell me what your thoughts are? Because we're going to travel this journey together, and I can't do it if I don't know what you're thinking. So give me some thoughts, and please share this with others, because this is something that I want us to build a tribe that is huge, that we are growing purposely and with each other into this year of 2020. This is going to be absolutely the most growth year that you and I have ever had, and we're going to do it together. So that's what I'm kind of asking you for this. Now, the first thing I want to say is this. This is your life. Are you present? And you're going, yeah, girl, I'm present, but you're not. You're over there teaching to elementary teachers, and I'm going, you're right. But we can be present and not really be present, right? You've driven a car before, and you've driven all the way to work, and you got there and you go, how did I get here? You weren't present. We were on autopilot. And how many of us are living our life on autopilot? And that's going to end right now. We're going to start living in these moments, these moments that give us the power, that give us the direction that we all need. So this is your life. Are you present? And what I'm going to ask you to do today and Thursday, so Tuesday and Thursday, is take a few little action steps and be able to answer those, because I want you to be able to walk in your direction, not mine. It's your direction. And so we're going to talk today about defining moments exercise. And the first exercise we're going to do is I want you to write down a defining moment, your defining moment, okay? And so when you look at that defining moment, what happened? And some people think it has to be something really bad or horrendous. It doesn't. It can be something that was joyous. It can be that moment that you got to walk with your mom and really learn who she is. It could be a lot of different things. My moment that I go back to is my moment when I was 10 years old, because I had a defining moment. And a woman walked through our back door and said, I will teach her to read. And she did. And one summer, 10 years old, and I couldn't read anything. It was a defining moment. But it was how I acted with that defining moment for the next 40 years that actually stopped me. Well, I don't want anything to stop you, and I don't want anything to stop me anymore. So I want you to see that defining moment, write it down, and I want you to start analyzing it and being able to look into it, because that defining moment, when you, as one of my cheerleaders trying out for cheerleading, walked across the floor and fell flat on her face at tryouts, and then jumped into splits, and then put up that hand and went, "Go Vikings!" was a defining moment for her. Absolutely no skill level, but they said they had to pick her because of her enthusiasm and joy. Defining moment. And from there, she went on to be one of my best that I ever had. So those are defining moments. What's yours? Write it down. The next one I want you to talk about is your character traits that happened, your strengths, your character strengths that happened during that defining moment. Well, I became so engrossed in integrity, and that has helped me throughout my life. Do what's right when no one's looking, because it's about me. It's integrity. What is your strengths that you brought in? Also, I brought in bulldogness. I am just a bulldog. I just know you can win if you try hard enough and you learn and you get different techniques. And I've used those. There's different ways of learning. I don't look at the fact that I was stupid or dumb or whatever. I learned differently. And I was able to become a teacher and teach others that it's all right to learn differently. In fact, it's not all right, it's great. It's great. You bring in tools that you wouldn't have. And how did you express these strengths? That's real important. How did you express these strengths? Well, I will tell you what, I was not gracious. I lived in fury until I went to John Maxwell and Les Brown said, "What are you so mad about?" And I just yelled back at this awesome gentleman and said, "I'm not mad." And he said, "No, you're not. You're furious." So how do you express that? And that's makes you who you are. So I'm just telling you some of the things that I've fallen on so that you can pick them up. But that's how I expressed it, okay? Identify is the next. And how do you identify and how did you get that moment shaped in your mind? How did you think about that moment in your mind? How do you identify with that? Well, I look back now at that little girl that was on the brink of total giving up. You guys, I wouldn't have even gone into junior high. I can tell you right now, I couldn't have continued onward with where I was at. I would have given up. Back then, you could actually probably have done that. So how do you identify? But I will tell you what, now I look at myself and I see myself in front of 3,000 people on stage speaking with John Maxwell, expressing something about how a child was used incorrectly. And if someone hadn't helped her, and if I hadn't encouraged her, and if you don't go out and encourage the next generation, those children will be left behind. That's how I identify now. That's how I know I have the strength to change one person at a time. And that's what my gift is from God. And so I know to use that. So we all go in cycles. How do you identify? And then the next is your courage. Because I want to tell you what, it takes courage to have these defining moments. It takes courage. And what you do is we have these meta courages where we pull all of our strengths together and we are powerful. And I like to think about it as putting your hands on your hips. I do this with Youth Village all the time. I have the little ones. They put their hands on their hips and they tell you what type of person they are. And then they also tell you your strengths. So what's your meta strengths that you pull in? Are you courageous? Do you stand for people that can't stand for themselves? What types of strengths do you pull in? What type of courage? Because you guys, we all have it and we all lack it from time to time. Now I'm going to leave you with one quote, and please go and do this because I want to tell you I'm excited about the growth we're going to take this year. Excellence is not created when we have time for it. It's not. If we wait till we have time for it, we're not going to get there. It's created moment by moment. What's your moment? And you guys, thank you again. Please remember, share this. Give me some love. And you can say anything you want on there. I'll answer back. But let's walk this together because you help me grow. And I just want to say thank you.